If you're a beginner cook and you're thinking you might want to start baking, I have 7 essential tools you might need to get started.
Do you break into a sweat with even the thought of having company? I'm here to help. After trying just a few of my hosting tips, you'll be more than ready to say, come on over.
Now, full disclosure, I am not the baker of the family. That would be my mom, wonderful baker. But I like to have the tools on hand on the rare occasion I decide I would like to do some baking, or if someone asks me to bake something for them. So that's what I have today to show you. Let's start with number 1, probably the most essential in your kitchen if you have children. It's a great way also to involve them in the baking process. That is a cupcake pan. Now they come with their own little divots here. I do suggest getting the larger cupcake size, or I guess this is probably the standard cupcake size. It has 12 slots for cupcakes, and you can just pour your cupcake batter right into the slots, or you can use the liners. Now, a lot of people find great pleasure in peeling the liner off of the cupcake, so you might want to consider that. What most people think, however, is that if you do have a liner, you can just rip the liner right off the cupcake and it's all good. Doesn't exactly work like that. You can take your baking spray and just spray right over the liners, just lightly, and that helps it come off in the process. Otherwise, you will end up just spraying each spot with your baking spray and they will come out also. So that's your cupcake. Second, a bread or loaf pan. You can bake all kinds of things in here that aren't exactly bread. I mean, there's cornbread, which I do in here. You can make banana bread. You can make any quick bread in here, but you can also do brownies in here. Really, if you like them taller and fluffier and maybe more dense than a plain pan, I suggest you have a bread pan. Then a cookie sheet. Now, really full disclosure, I despise making cookies. But I will make them if requested. You just buy a standard, and I like a little heavier if your temperatures are going to go up higher, a little heavier cookie sheet, and spray it if it says to, parchment paper if it says to, follow the directions, but generally cookies are pretty straightforward. Most people will enjoy making or eating a cookie. So that is our kind of heavy metal, it's kind of our metal area over here.
We're not gonna take it. No, we ain't gonna take it.
Let's move on to the smaller things. Measuring cups, measuring spoons. Now, I can't tell you how old I was before I realized this or someone told me this, but there are different measuring cups for liquid and dry ingredients. Why? Well, I think it has to do with the ounces and how things settle into the cups. So these would be your dry ingredients. And most sets come with a half, a third, a quarter, and 1 cup, and that's the giant one here. And this gets used for a lot of things other than measuring because of the good size and the way that it scoops. You can use just about any cup you want to. I mean, these were a gift, and so they're on the higher end, but you could just get plain old ones from a dollar store and those will work. These are for dry. These are for liquid ingredients. You might have something that's plastic or you might have something that's glass. And how you know that they're for liquids is it doesn't just give like 1 cup or half a cup. It also gives ounces. It also, on this one, does give the metric system, which translates over the pond.
What do you know about the metric system?
I don't want to know.
We tend to stick with the cups and ounces. So if something calls for, say, 6 ounces, you might be thinking, well, is that a half a cup? Is that I don't know. Well, it's right on here, on your liquid measuring cup. We like to use this one in our house because it doesn't just have ounces for up to, I guess, 2/3 of a cup. It also has tablespoons, it has teaspoons, and I think it has milliliters. It does. It has all different kinds of measurements on here. It's see-through, you can see really clear in here. Love this. So that would be regular for dry and liquid. Let's move on to teaspoon, tablespoon. There are so many variations. There's so many variations that I just have a plethora of spoons. But basically, the giant one is a tablespoon, and the closest to the giant one is a teaspoon, and then there's all the different kinds. There's a quarter teaspoon, a half teaspoon. Now they're getting better and having like 3 or 4 tablespoons. I don't know why, I guess for something else to sell, but
Why would you reorder from a computer when you could have the personal touch of a salesman?
I like to collect measuring spoons. I have a whole jar of them, actually, no surprise. So I can dip in there and find whatever I want to. Essential. Now let's move on to, after you've done all your measuring, how about incorporating those ingredients? Well, you might see something that calls for a whisk. And I always say you can't have too many whisks. When Jimmy and I got married, he was not a whisk believer. He was a whisk denier until he started whisking more, and then he loves the whisk. So we have lots of whisks, as you can see. There's some in a drawer also. We have the standard regular size, and there's a little bit of smaller. And then we've got the baby whisk, and people often scoff about the baby whisk, but let me show you something. Let's say you have something in here and you need to whisk. See, can't get, no, can't do it. This one might fit, but no room to really get in there and whisk. So baby whisk, critical. Then spatula. I have quite a collection of spatulas because I have different needs for when I'm, what would be called, spatulating, spatuing, I have no idea. But when you need a spatula, when you need to clear the ingredients from around the bowl, you might have a big bowl and might need a heavy duty one. You might want to do some finer work. Look how fine the edges on that. Or you might need a baby one. Well, why would you need a baby one? Well, what if you just need to get in there? Yeah, baby one. Love them. And now a critical item, greasing. So you can just get regular vegetable cooking spray, all different brands. I don't have a particularly favorite one, but you just shake it up and spray. Super easy. If you want to get deadly serious about your greasing, however, you will need Crisco. Now, you can get it in a tub, and if you use a lot of Crisco, you'll want to spring for the giant one.
The most important invention since they put mayonnaise in the jar.
But I like to get it in sticks. Why? Well, they've gotten smart about this and they've put the measurements on the side. So how many tablespoons in a quarter cup? That would be 4. On your butter, you might notice that butter already has that outline for you. So does Crisco now. It's in, though, a stick, comes in a little tub, a little lid, super handy. And finally, a hand mixer. Now, this is so old, I think it's from the 1990s, seriously, that it just says hand mixer on it. There's no branding on it. I have had this hand mixer for so long. It is super straightforward. You plug it in, your beaters just go in here and they can go in the dishwasher, and you just can beat up your batter, your dough, whatever. As long as it's not a super heavy dough, this will work. I do have a stand mixer, the kind that you see on the baking shows all the time, but it's so heavy, I just don't even like to get it out unless I really have to. I can do pretty much what I need to do with a whisk, a spatula, and my hand mixer. So, if you have any of these items on hand and you thought, what am I going to do with these? Now you know. You use, for any kind of cooking, you're going to use measuring something. You're going to use a stirring something. So you probably already have those on hand. All you need now is a cupcake pan, bread pan, and a cookie sheet, and you are ready to go. So get out there and find something to bake today and make someone happy from your oven. You can cook you don't cook, you bake. Get out, just get out there. Just get out there. Just do it. I'm so bossy. I don't know why I do that? Are you still filming?
Come on over. Now go make someone feel special today.